Okay, so this is Jørgen from Shining. I'm gonna talk about arguably the most important thing in any creative person's work, which is creativity. It's what we deal with every day. I've been writing music for 25 years, and how to be creative, how to stay creative, make great things is really the hardest thing, and people don't really talk that much about it, and there is a lot of things to say about it. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. Let's start with something simple. Let's say traditionally we speak about our brains as a right brain and a left brain. We kind of split it in two. We say that the left brain is the same as the right arm, and it's the analytical part of our brain. The right brain is kind of like the left side, the left arm. That's the more creative part, with the most kind of like artistic ideas. And these two parts needs to work together, and they have different roles and different tasks. The thing which is really important, the most important thing to take home from this video today, is that those two brains, they don't really work together that well in the same room at the same time. They should be separated in at least in time. One should do its work first, and the other one should not be allowed to come in and interfere and be like all, smart ass, besserwisser. The other part should be held out until the first part is finished with its work, and then the first part goes out and the other one goes in and can do its work. That's the one thing you should remember, and I'll go into that. So there are two phases, like I said, one for the one part of the brain, the other one for the other part of the brain. And you could also, the third part of the creative process might be going back to the first part again and like going back and forth. But to make it simple, we start with these two phases. The first phase is the brainstorm phase, and this is the phase where things go fast. I'm not saying necessarily that it doesn't take a long time, in total, but you should keep moving, be nimble, be quick. Just keep going, and know that you will be able to polish things later. So here's the thing: you're in that brainstorming phase. You're supposed to gather as many ideas as possible, but don't have to be good. The thing is that it takes a lot of bad ideas, really bad ideas, to get one good idea. So let's say you need 100 bad ideas to get one good idea, and you want 5 good ideas. Then you need 500 bad ideas to get those 5 ideas. You just need a lot of bad ideas. One idea will spawn another idea, will turn into another idea. And we have a lot of ideas and you end up with a good one. You can just skip the first ones. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see the bad ones. So in the brainstorm phase, you're not allowed to say no. If you work with someone, make sure you don't say anything negative about any of those that person's ideas, and not about your own ideas either. Just keep going. Any good ideas are good ideas in this phase. The left brain part, the analytical part, will want to come in and say, "Oh, that's not a good idea. It doesn't work with your concept, or you've done it before, or whatever. It's not as good as you've done before." Then keep that away. Don't let the other brain part come into play until you know that you have enough ideas. So wait, and eventually you'll know. With experience, you'll know when you have enough ideas. And at that time, you go to your second phase, which is the analytical editing phase. And the first phase was the phase where you're going fast, just new idea, just keep going. This is the kind of slow phase where you kind of dwell on problems. You edit, you move, you flick notes up and down, remove parts, juggle the parts, maybe you try them upside down, whatever, and you compare to what you've done before. You think about the context, you know, and you live with things. Here there's a lot of work. I think there's more work, and it's harder work in this part than the brainstorming phase. It's not the fun part. The brainstorming part is the really fun part. This is the grueling work part. And even though there's a lot of work, there's also a lot of just non-work time where you just leave it. You keep it, you know, circling in your head. You dream about it. You send it to friends. You just, you know, think about it, and you edit. You just, you know, do whatever you can to, you know, kind of remove the bad parts and just keep the good parts. And you might figure out that, hey, I've removed, you know, it's not uncommon for me to remove 75%, 80% of all the ideas I had in the first part. And maybe if you remove 90% and you actually, you know, you need more stuff, then it's time to go back to phase 1 again. You shut down phase 2, or you at least temporarily put it on hold. Throw out analytical brain, say thank you, but now take a break. Don't come back until I call you in. Open up the doors for the fun, brainstorming, creative right brain part, left hand, and start making new ideas again. And then when you think you have enough ideas, new ideas again, you go back to phase 2. You know, there's a chance you might gotta go back and forth a couple of times. Maybe you don't have to do that, but, you know, I usually do that a couple of times. And then you're done. It's really not that hard. That is, you know, when I discovered this, it was like a revelation, and my creativity has been so much easier. So that's it for today, for this first part of the creativity video. Hope you liked that. I wish I had learned this when I started writing, so I hope it'll help you. And check out the next part 2, which will be, you know, more concrete exercises and ideas for how to get into the creative zone and get inspired. See you around.